Magandang umaga po sa lahat ng grade 11. Narito na naman po tayo. Here we are again and we are going to discuss the topic about communities and diversity. To start with, we'll go to the physical geography. Physical geography is one of the two branches of geography. And the first, of course, is the physical geography, in which we are going to discuss now. And the second is human geography, which we are going to discuss later, before the end of the school year. Next, the physical geography was considered as the agglomeration of different branches of earth sciences or natural sciences. These sciences, of course, are the sciences of the atmosphere, and that is what we call meteorology and climatology. The next, of course, is the science of the science of seas and oceans, which we call oceanography. The next is the science of solid earth, geology. We also have the science of the soil, which is what we call pedology. The next is the science of the plants, which is botany, and the science of landforms, geomorphology. Nagkulang ako ng R, geomorphology. There are also other physical sciences in which we and the book did not mention, but that does not mean that they are not sciences. Let's continue. The scope of physical geography. There are four components of Earth. There are four components of the Earth. First is the lithosphere, the atmosphere, the hydrosphere, and the biosphere. The study of features resulting from the interaction between endogenetic and the exogenetic forces involves the discussion of mode of denudational processes, withering, and erosion. The next, of course, is the study of hydrospheric component involves the consideration of reliefs of the ocean bases, continental shelves, and the like. So may kinalaman po yan sa tubig, sa dagat. And of course, sa una ay yung withering at saka erosion. May kinalaman halos sa hangin yan. Next, at saka yung sa lupa. The next, of course, is the study of atmospheric components, including that includes the discussion of composition and of atmosphere, elements of weather and climate, and many others. That's etc. And the last is the study of biospheric components involves the consideration of biosphere, both biotic and the abiotic, the soil system, ecological and energy flow, and in the biospheric ecosystem, and the circulation of elements in the ecosystem. Yun po ang mga pag-aaralan natin sa scope ng physical geography. The reasons for the major changes in the subject matter of physical geography. Yung maaaring hindi natin napuna, and matagal na rin ako hindi nakapagturo ng science, but there are major changes in the subject matter of physical geography. The universal desire to make physical geography more meaningful and applicable to human welfare in order to make it more relevant to society. So we cannot deny the fact that sciences, and that is the physical geography, also has to adapt to our environment, the human welfare, in order to make it relevant to our society today. The more attention of man towards natural hazards and disasters, and greater emphasis on the evaluation of the adverse impact of human activities on physical environment and problems resulting to remedial measurement. Kaya nagbibigay tayo ng napakalaking atensyon dahil ang mga activities ng tao on physical environment results to na uuwi din sa pag-aayos yung mga problema nililikha natin. The greater emphasis on the instrumentation and measurement of operation of different geomorphic processes and mathematical data derived through the field laboratory studies. Doon din po mauuwi sa pag-aaral, and more attention towards the study of certain aspects of physical geography, and that is ecological stability. Matatag na ecology ang meaning, ang kauwian natin. That's the very purpose of physical geography. Recent trend of increasing emphasis on microtemporal scales, and that is graded and the steady state time scale, steady state time scale in place of macrotemporal scale, and that is the cyclic time involving geologic time. Mas tinitingnan natin yung maliliit na sukat para makita ang steady state of time scale. Yung bang siguro maaaring 20 years, 10 years, 5 years o 1 year, up to probably 100 years. Kaysa doon sa tinitingnan natin ng macrotemporal scale, and that is cyclic time involving geologic time. Yung libon taon, milyong taon. Mas tinitingnan na lang natin yung maliliit na panahon kaysa doon sa milyong taon na tinitingnan natin kasi mas naapektuhan tayo. Ewan ko lang, I just don't know if you believe in the so-called evolution, and evolution takes about millions of years to happen. Pero still, we look at the microtemporal scale, yun nasusukat na maliit o maiksing panahon lamang. The next is geography defined. What actually is geography? Geography can be broken into two basic elements. Dalawa lang po. The geo and the graphy. The geo is a Greek word meaning earth. Daigdig yan. Pinatutungkulan ang ating planetang lupa. Samantalang graphy comes from the word from the Greek word graphene o graphene, which literally means to write something about. Graphene means to write something about. So if we are going to take the very literal meaning of geography, we can say that geography means to write something about the earth. That's the very literal meaning of geography. But of course, there is more to that. Mayroong pang higit doon. We have commonly come to understand the translation might also be taken to describe and map the earth. Pwede na rin nating gawan ng mapa ang daigdig, at actually nagawa na yon noong panahon ni Amerigo Vespucci, ang kauna-unahang tao na nakagawa ng mapa ng Amerika. That's why Amerigo Vespucci was the very person na kung saan nakuha ang pangalan ng Amerika. Next is American Heritage Dictionary defines geography as the study of the earth and its features, inhabitants, and phenomena. So American Heritage Dictionary defined geography more than its literal meaning. Study of the earth, kasama na po yun. The features of the earth, the inhabitants of the earth, and the phenomena involving the earth, yung mga nangyayari sa daigdig. So, lumawak na ang kahulugan ng geography. It is not only the literal meaning, which is to write something about the earth, but also includes the earth, its features, inhabitants, and phenomena. The students must understand that geography really is the study of how the world works in terms of the physical and human processes that occurs every day, sa bawat nangyayari, sa bawat araw, sa daigdig. Hindi lang po yung literal meaning na to write something about the earth. Doon yung pinaka-narrow meaning po yun. Pero there is more to that na ibigay na natin. The next is, what is geomorphology? A part of the study po ito ng tinatawag nating topic natin ngayon. Geomorphology is the study of landforms and landform processes. Yung mga anyo ng lupa at saka kung anong mga process, bakit ito'y nagbabago. Geomorphologists want to know the following. What are the different landforms? Yung mga anyong lupa, pwedeng bundok, bulkan, kapatagan. Those are the landforms. What are the different What are the different landforms? So, sorry, nagkaulit lang po. Why are they like that? And where are they? Saan makikita ang mga landforms na ito? And how do they form? Paano silang nabuo? Kasama po yon sa pinag-aaralan ng geomorphology. And what will happen to them over time? Paglipas ng panahon, anong mangyayari sa kanila? Will they still be the same as they are today? Or will they be different from now? The next, of course, is the meteorology, a part of what we are going to study in our topic. Meteorology is the study of atmospheric weather processes. Noong ako'y high school, I thought that meteorology is the study of meteors, which mali pala ako. Hindi naman nagpaliwanag ang science teacher namin noon. Kaya, kung hindi pa ako nakarating sa college, I was thinking that meteorology is the study of meteor, but it is the study of atmospheric weather processes. Hindi ko alam noon na meron sa Channel 7 na si Amado Pineda, and he became famous. He is a meteorologist studying weather conditions of the earth. Meteorologists want to understand the following. What are the different atmospheric processes that create our weather? Nagkaulit po. Sorry po ulit. And the atmospheric processes that create our weather. The second, of course, is where does these weather conditions occur? Saan nangyayari ito? And the third is, how and why does planetary weather systems work the way it does? Nangyayari yan ng ganyan, pero bakit sila nangyayari ng ganyan? Papanong nangyayari ang mga pangyayaring yon? And the last, of course, is what will happen in the future. I think I missed out something, so that they can forecast the weather. Mga pangyayari, bakit nangyayari ang isang bagay? Paano nilang na-forecast yon? Pinag-iisipan ko pa hanggang ngayon na paano nila nalalaman yung bagyo. Of course, meron silang mga gamit dyan para malaman yung bagyo. Ang iniisip ko, paano nilang nalalaman kung saan papunta yung bagyo? Yun ang pinag-iisipan ko pa hanggang ngayon. So, there is no more time for me to study that because meteorology is a very difficult course. The next is, what is climatology? Climatology is the study of climates, which is basically the long-term pattern of the temperature and precipitation. Kapag sinabi mong climate, a long-term pattern of temperature and precipitation. Mahabang panahon. It can be 100 years, thousands of years. It is the branch of interdisciplinary field of atmospheric science. So, science yan na may kinalaman kadikit na meteorology. Atmospheric science po yun. Climatologists seek to understand the different types of climates found on Earth. So, marami po yan. Iba ang klima sa Siberia. Iba po ang klima sa Middle East. Iba ang klima sa atin. So, why are they different? So, kasama na po yan. The processes that cause these different climate types to occur in specific places. The processes, yun ang pinag-aaralan nila. The places where this climate occur. Kapag ba sinabi nating Middle East, so what kind of climate do they have? Of course, it's hot. Pag sinabi nating Canada or Siberia, alam na natin na ang temperature at climate dyan ay malamig. So, the next, of course, number 5, how and why climates change over time. Bakit nagbabago sa mahabang panahon so that they can forecast the effects of climate change. Bakit nagbabago? Ngayon, unti-unti pong umiinit ang ating panahon. That's why climate change is a problem. At tayo ang isa sa naapektuhan. Several years back, ang isang epekto ng climate change is the Yolanda. So, why does it happen? And how did it happen? Next, the last is, of course, what will happen to the Earth's climate in the future? Sa darating po bang panahon, lalamig, may chance pa lumamig ang panahon sa Pilipinas? Or the climate, is there a chance na ang ating bansa, the Philippines, will have yung tinatawag nating tagyelo? Just curious, pero it seems to me that it's becoming hotter and hotter in the future. Human geography, the second part of geography. Human geography looks at human activities that makes the Earth's surface that makes the surface of the earth so the way it is. Sila ang gumagawa ng anyo ng daigdig pinakamalala. Bakit nagiging ganyan ang itsura ng daigdig that surface the earth so the way it is? The next is human geography. Includes some of these 5 sub-disciplines are the population geography. Next is economic geography. Next is political. The next, of course, is cultural. And letter E, marami pang iba. So, hindi lang nauuwi sa 4, it's more than that. And the last, of course, home activity. Read pages 118 to 125 and answer the following questions. Before the impact of the Industrial Revolution, it is some sort of a history during the world history times of yours. Probably it's in the 3rd year, grade 9 I mean. Industrial Revolution, European activities were confined to what? That's before the Industrial Revolution. So anong klaseng pamumuhay meron sila? Ano ang activities nila noon before the Industrial Revolution? Is it the same as it is now or entirely different from what it is now? The letter B, of course, is what are the reasons for the British loss of the American colonies? If you have that American US history, I just don't know if you had studied the US history. Why did the 13 American colonies, the 13 states of America, the original ones, why did they rebel against the British rule? What are the reasons for it? And so, your home activity will be submitted to me 1 week after. So that is Sunday, 5 o'clock p.m. Good morning, class, and thank you very much. Have a nice day ahead.